Hey everybody, Forever Rich Radio 2 here. Hope you're staying safe and being well out there. So yeah, you gotta deal with my fat ass gut because I'm about 9 months pregnant and I'm about to give birth to a baby boy. Anyway, that's beyond the point. So today we're doing a modification video. You made me see my N64 controller here that I've been using for many years, and unfortunately, she doesn't work anymore. Because reason is it's hard to demonstrate on camera just how. I mean, look at that. It has no grip anymore. It's completely loose. It's looser than a fucking Stacy that's been banging Tyrones and Chads all around the block at least 30 or 40, maybe even 50 times. Who the fuck knows? We lost count. But this thing is unusable anymore. It barely recognizes, and if it does, I gotta really push into directions. And that really, if you guys have ever used one of these to that point, the tip of your thumb really fucking hurts, right? So, thanks to talking to a few friends in my Discord and other places, I decided to go ahead and get a modification. That's where this little baby comes from. Don't know how it works, don't know much about it, but it's made by, I want to say Zab, but it's probably wrong. It's XYAB, basically, and then you see a little Tetris block on the side there, so this is gaming related. It's of some sorts, but I don't want to play some Tetris. Not with this analog, anyways. Of course, I usually use the D-pad when it comes to Tetris and the N64, but I don't even play that version. The DS version is the better version, in my opinion, and my opinion is law. Said no one ever, except the arrogant pricks out there. Anyway, so what we need to do is we need to take this apart, get this fucking been fucked by so many fucking dicks in the world that, oh my god, I mean, it's just, I wish I could just show you just how loose this fucker really is. It's bad. But it's been through many hundreds, maybe even thousands of hours of gameplay. It's time that she retires. But the controller is still good, like everything else. The face buttons are perfectly fine. The D buttons are fine. The D-pad's fine, excuse me. Triggers are fine. The Z trigger's fine. It's just this little piece of shit that I've used for so many years. So let's go ahead and do an unboxing of this and see what we got. It's basically supposed to be a GameCube analog, which is my favorite analog to this day. You can take your shit stations and your shit boxes and use those analogs until the cows come home, but me personally, I like the GameCube analog best. I kind of wish the 8-bit do would have a GameCube analog stick, because that would be fucking great. Okay, it just falls out of the package. Got some weed, man. Got myself an 8-sack, motherfucker. No. I'll admit, though, that would be pretty dope right now. I would love to have some weed, but that's besides the point. And here is our little doohickey itself. Okay, they're around the same. Hopefully we won't run into any problems, because that would be embarrassing. But as you can see, it is a GameCube analog, and it feels absolutely nice. Oh, listen to that. Let me hold up to the mic. Listen. It's almost micro-switched. It kind of feels micro-switched a little bit, but not entirely. It's still probably analog, but that feels nice on the thumb. But sounds don't matter. It all depends on controls. Now, I could sit here and bore you to death and then screw this while talking to you. I suppose I could, and just put a timestamp for when that's over. Because a lot of the times when I watch a tech video, one of the parts I need to skip over is the goddamn unscrewing of something. Because we're doing this manually. I don't have an automatic screwdriver. However, I'm using old Bessie here. This screwdriver has been mine to use on every little thing since the turn of the millennium. Because my friend worked at the computer shop, and then when he left the computer shop due to internal conflict within it, he basically gave away his tools to people. And I saw this little screwdriver, and something about it just stuck with me. It's kind of like when you go to a store and you see a beautiful blonde girl with long hair, and you just can't help but stare at her and maybe want to get to know her. It's kind of like that, except, well, the difference is his tools are much easier to use than fucking women, and that's for sure. God damn, especially these days, Jesus Christ. This has a magnetic tip, which is something that you have to be wary of if you use on computers, because if you connect a magnetic surface of any kind on, say, like a plate, hard drive, or anything computer related, from my experiences, it causes it to fail. But you know what? I've built many builds with this here screwdriver after the term millennium. I just know to watch myself. Some people are stupid and they don't do that. So anyways, you want to flip around her front here. Let's see, we have, let's see, 7 screws, and then there's, of course, 1 with the analog. So this is going to take a little bit of time, but I'll bullshit just so it doesn't get boring. Yeah, I've had this controller for a long time. This isn't my first OEM controller. I had a gray one, just like the rest of you all out there. Unfortunately, that thing got busted in half due to some rage gameplay of sorts. I'm trying to remember what game made me that mad, but let's just say it pissed me off to the point where I just had enough. I threw it hard against the floor, waking my parents up, and they were pissed off, and the controller basically broke in half. That was back in 1999, I want to say, if memory serves me. I had a lot of rage problems back then because I was dating somebody that just liked to fuck with my emotions, you know, kind of like women of today. So, there's no difference with that. Okay, we got 3 out so far. Now, if I cared enough about that controller, I should have kept it just for, you know, a keepsake. But I didn't. So that's unfortunate. Same with my Dreamcast controller, too. But the problem with that is their D-pads on those. Now, the Dreamcast controller is great. But my D-pad on it is looser than the analog on this controller. So, yeah, that's a problem. See, this is why I like the magnetic tips. Because I could just grab the screw and put it on my place. Now, you're probably thinking, why are you using a piece of paper? I'm telling you, if you don't have one of those little fancy-wancy mats to place your screws on, these work pretty good. As long as you have it a little bit curved. So, got about 2 more screws, and then we can take the back off. This is definitely more effort than undressing a chick when you're about to smash. Shit. Don't want to lose that. Okay. I know a lot of misogyny, sexist humor. I don't care because women piss me off. We all know this. But I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail on that because you guys already know. Now, this is always the one that's hard to get. Come on, baby girl. Get out of there for me. Okay, you're going to be a problem child, aren't you? I got another screwdriver set just in case this one decides to give me some grief, which it is. That's alright. I got one of these puppies. Now, like I said, this Bessie's great here, but there's always sometimes when you take apart these things, there's always just that one fucking screw that wants to be a dirty double basketball American. Okay. Sorry for this. There we go. That should be about the same size. Because little Bessie, I may have to retire her soon. Her tip's getting a lot of, I mean, she's got battle scars, man. And this will offer a better grip on the screw. Screw. Hey, looking for a tool? Tool. You guys ever seen that Beavis and Butt episode where they're in the grocery store and you are being... Sorry about this. Ugh. Probably gonna end up... You know what? Let's try something. I don't want to do it this way, but she doesn't want to come out. She's being difficult. And she's gotten a little loose, but, you know, it still wants to be ping-ash. Okay. Jump cut. I went ahead and just went for it. I had to basically, to get it to loosen up, I had to loosen up the rest of the case. And then when it got loose enough, I was able to unscrew the fucking thing. It's so goddamn stubborn. I mean, I can relate to some degree because I'm a Taurus too. I also had to get the 2 little screws in here in the bay for your memory card for one of these doohickeys. I was going to do this one too, but unfortunately it requires soldering. I have a battery that goes in here. I don't have a soldering iron anymore. It broke years ago. I need to buy a new one, but I don't even know how to solder, so that's just going to be a complete and utter clusterfuck. Alright, so what you need to do now is there's 3 screws. Okay, there's one here, one here, and one here. We need to undo those, and then we also have to undo the connector cable to the PCB. I know this is boring as fuck, but hey, some people like watching this shit, and I'm one of those people, actually. I like to watch my mate Vince, Steve's Fix or something. He's a UK guy. He's pretty... Actually, there's 4 screws. There's one on the bottom of the analog I didn't notice. Okay, so, fine. There's a 5 die on this motherfucker. Or 4 die. Jesus. Now, this isn't the magnetic tip, so I have to be extra fucking careful. Just put it in the thing. Now, when I go ahead and reassemble this shit, I'm just going to skip that part. I kind of want to do a disassembly for you guys, and so you guys can enjoy that for your enjoyment of viewership here, but I mean, like I said, I always skip that part when it comes to watching people. But I digress. You like what you like, and that's the beauty of life, is choice. Now, a lot of people are going to cringe how I'm going to take this cable out, because I have to do it with my fingers. Some people do it, though, that way, and, you know, that's, in my opinion, whatever works, man. I won't judge you. Just like if you blow in a cartridge. You know the dangers of doing that. I do it still, this day. So, okay, how is this done? I'll use my thumb first. Maybe that'll be easier. Or, don't do this. I just need it to... Fuck. There goes my other shoulder button. That's alright. I can take care of that. See, I wish I had the tools to do this the proper way, which I don't. So it's going to be just a little bit harder to do. You don't want to budge from there, do you? You piece of fucking garbage. Well, I don't want to ruin the PCB, because then this controller is completely fucked. Yeah, I know. Some of you are probably just like, dude, this is so cringe. I may have to... There we go. Put on top, and then there you go. It's popped out. Okay, so now we're going to carefully remove the Z trigger. Jesus Christ. Yeah, this has already been broken. This is part of one of the stems. I usually carefully place it on the body, because I took this controller apart to clean the buttons recently, so they're clean now, at least to some degree. Okay. Anyways, what we got to do now is remove the Z trigger. Well, we'll move the padding. Now let's remove the Z trigger outright. Wants to be difficult. Of course it does. You don't have to be too gentle. Just be gentle enough. There we go. Yeah, just a little finesse. Just don't pull, because you got yourself a fucking ribbon cable. About... You got this thing is very flimsy. I actually had a friend break his when he was cleaning off his Z trigger. You don't want to do that. Okay, so with that being said, now it's exposed. So now we got to take our little modified GameCube analog and place it in. Hopefully it fits in there. I don't know. I call this N64 dandruff. You know, the little white spots you get from the analog and around and about. I call it that dandruff because, fuck me, I don't know. Where does that come from? The plastic? Was there any kind of safety regulations that Nintendo was following when building this piece of shit? Anyways, let's get it fit in there. Okay, it's pretty much... Okay, oh, it comes with that middle screw. I guess that has to do with the chassis. Or chassis, as other people call it. Oh, it's in there nice and snug. Alright, let's get the cable in there. Which way does it go? Okay, so... Okay, I gotta flip it around. And I'm trying to get this on... It's not easy to film shit like this when you're not used to it. Okay, you're being difficult, aren't you? Yes, you are. Yes, I talk to my controllers and parts. You just don't want to go in there, do you? What the fuck is going on with this shit now? Let me look at it again. Yes, the holes for it are on the top, so you would assume... Alright, let's do it this way for shits and giggles. See if it goes in. No, it does not. Why is this being so difficult? Anyway, yeah, I don't like to do modifications for a multitude of reasons. Oh, there we go, we got it. I'm not good at it. I think that's nice and in there. And in near. This doesn't go as... Wait, there. Oh, there we go. I think that's as far down as it's going to go. Okay, cool. There's a little tab, so if you want to like replace it in the future, you have that option. That is nice. I'm trying to put the Z trigger back. It's much easier to take off than it is to put back. I can tell you that right now. Oh, come on. Don't be like this. Be my friend. I like friends. I don't like enemies. Be my fucking friend, dickhead! Ah, bollocks. This right here is actually the hardest part because I'm trying very hard not to damage that ribbon cable. It usually just slides into place, but it doesn't want to do that. It's making me look like a fucking retard here. So I'm trying to do it like from underneath, right? And that's just not the case either. Bollocks. Okay, I got that. Can I get this one now? The same way, please? No? Come on. What are you stuck on? Okay, let's try this. Let's try this. It wants to be difficult. Son of a bitch. I hate shit like this, man. If that was just a little wider, you could just snap it on, but I think they want you to slide it on by the looks of it, but it doesn't. This is going to annoy me. I'm trying so hard. It's just, you gotta be so, like, gentle with this shit, because you don't need it to break. Okay, see, that's on, but it's slanted. Why don't you go further down, you motherfucker? This is probably making some people cringe out there. I can't blame you. Fuck, and it sucks with all this. Okay, I'll move my head to the side. Maybe that will help. All right, let me look here real fast and see if I can figure this out. Because from the looks of it, all it really requires is, even if you line it up and push down, it still wants to be a problem. See, you can get it down on one side, but the other side just doesn't want to go down. Then again, I'm more stupider than most people you probably know, so there's also that to consider. Okay, I don't want to bore you with this shit. I'll get it on, and we'll come back. Okay, we're back, and we finally got it into place. Now, I have to tell you, if you decide to buy one of these, I mean, obviously, you probably don't after all the trouble I went through. Well, it's not that much of a trouble, but it is a little bit of an issue. Okay, so basically, I got it in there. It's nice and tight, and that's a good thing. But you know what the problem was? The latches on the side on the Z trigger, the PCB, they're a little too small. If you look at the OEM, you'll notice that they're wider, much wider. Therefore, easier to get the Z trigger to go into it and not have much of an issue. And then you look at this little bastard. I mean, it's hard to do this with a camera like this, but if you look at, okay, you can see the latches, you know, here and here, right? And then you look at these, you can see it's a lot wider. So you basically have to use a little bit of force. So bear that in mind and do it as carefully as you can, because what will happen obviously you'll snap the PCB if you're not careful. Now let's see if this thing goes on. Okay. I'm assuming it might be a little bit of a tight fit, but I think it might be possible. Or we might have to rely on the fucking case. Yep, the same thing happens with this fucking thing. Yeah, I mean, it'll fit, yeah, but at the same time, that looks goofy as fuck. I mean, look at that. It's elevated. That's not how it's supposed to look. Oh, it just came off. Lovely. There are, but the good thing is there are the holes that on the PCB. Let's go ahead and line those up. Maybe we just need to rely on those instead of everything else. Okay. That's still goofy to some degree. Jesus. I don't like these little spongy things you put in the hole. And that's what she said. Because they're just irritating to me. Okay, that was in. Okay, okay. Let's get that in. Okay, let's see if we can squeeze it. Okay, that is a tight fit. That looks a little less goofy, but my God. I mean, look at that. That's... it's in there, right? It's bound to work, but it still looks goofy. No, it just came... Never mind, it just came out. Fuck! Why is... This is why I hate modifications, especially if they're fucking stupid. Maybe that's the wrong one. Let's try the other way. Maybe I just had it in the wrong way. Because I don't want it to look all goofy. I mean, if you guys like goofy shit, I mean, I guess like it depends on the kind of goofy we're talking about here. I mean, if you have a girlfriend that she's like, dur, 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 do you want her to be seen with you knowing she's going to embarrass the ever-living fuck out of you? I hope your answer is no. Otherwise, I'm going to have to question your tastes. Okay, here's the... Yep, there's... I wish I had a better... okay, that's going to have to do. That's the closest I can get to it. Okay, it's not perfect at all. But it's as perfect, I think, as we're going to get it here. Oh, it just came off of there. Yeah, we're going to have to rely on the case to hold this down. This sucks. Well, it all depends on, the modification. If it works, I don't care. As long as it works and it's comfortable. Okay? That's all that matters in the end of this. I ended up bending this now. Jesus Christ. This is going to be fun to put back together for sure. Look, I like the N64 controller, but I don't love it. Like I said, I gave it a D in my rating in my controller rating. I did a little back. Yeah, I knocked this down a little more. But it should still be fine. Okay. I'm going to spare you guys the bullshit and go ahead and put this together. And we'll test a couple games on it, and I can tell you how it feels in the hands and all that, and see if it controls well. By the way, I didn't mention this because I'm all over the place in this video. I am very bad at keeping things on point. This cost me, this modification cost me $13.59. I'd show you the listing, but it has my address on there, and I don't want to dox myself. But, I mean, that analog does feel good in there. Hopefully, it will do the job. That's all I want it to do. For it to do the job, controller roll, and I don't have to deal with Lacey's... or Stacy's fucking super loose thing. I mean, fuck me. Okay, it's open now, right? And when I first opened this, like just a fucking shitload of dust came on my lap, and I had to sit here and bat it off. I'll have to vacuum them up later. But yeah, that's fucked up. I don't know why Nintendo went with this design. Probably because it was cheap. But these analogs are they're like among the worst of the worst. Because of, first of all, they're not permanent. They damage over time to the point where you can't use them anymore. So if you were playing like hundreds upon 100 hours of games, you're likely to run down your controller to the fucking brim. There's a permanent fix out there for that if you prefer the OEM controller. There's a guy, his name is Luke Morse. I'll see if he still has a video up, and he does. I'll post it for you in the description so you can fix yours. It's a permanent fix, and it requires drilling and rubber cement. Yeah, that's not something I'm sorry, I'm not interested in doing that. So, all right, let's go ahead and get this fucker put back together, and then I'll show you the finished product, and then we'll test some games, of course, the old school style, and then we'll see how it goes and call the video. So, I do apologize for this going over the place. Like I said, I don't have the best lighting, don't have the best option, but here's how it looks. Though it looks okay, it's in its grooves and everything. But none of that matters until we actually test it out on some gameplay. But I'm going to go ahead and put it together, and then we'll go ahead and do that. So, jump cut. Alright, so now after all that damn fucking work and screwing everything back in, we got a controller that works. Unfortunately, yes, I know, crude as hell, old school as shit, but I mean, since this is a retro station or channel, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I'm just going to pick a couple quick games and give them a quick romp and let you know my opinion and how it feels in the hand and how it controls. So, we're starting off with one of my favorite racers of all time, and if you know me, you should know it already. I'm using my EverDrive, by the way. Makes it easier. Oh, yeah. I don't know anyone in the world that doesn't like F-Zero X. How could you not? It's fun. It's arcadey and great. Let's pick Novice. Now, as you can see, I've been trying to beat him all the cups and everything. You gotta beat him in all difficulties. It's harder than I remember. I have that done on my actual cartridge of the game. These days, I can't do it. We'll play a quick romp on Mute City. I almost have almost all the cars unlocked, too. Let's see. For all you fans out there, I'll pick Captain Faggot. I mean, Falcon, you know. Alright, let's see how this thing controls. The Z-trigger feels fine. Now, this is something that's been needed forever. Holy shit. This feels so fucking good in the thumbs. It's very responsive and fluid. It's not loose anymore. Everything works as it should. This is what I'm talking about. $13 well spent. Like I said, the GameCube analog, still, in my opinion, is my absolute favorite analog of the 3D realm. You can say that's my fanboyism talking. It's not. I mean, if I was a fanboy, I'd be buying a Switch too, but you guys know how I feel about that pile of shit. I'm done with consoles. Like old ones, or new ones, excuse me. Old ones I'll still play all day, every day. Well, not exactly, but you know what I mean. One more lap, here we go. Yeah, this controls beautifully, guys. I mean, if you're looking in the market for a new analog or a modification, you can't really do any better than this other than the 8-bit do N64 controller that's on Amazon. But I fucking hate Amazon. I always get scammed every time I order something from there, so I don't know if you all do, but just, like I said, take it as you will. I don't want that motherfucker bypassing me. And bam! So that's F-Zero X. Let's test out a couple more titles, shall we? I love this game. If you don't, fuck you. It has its problems, yes, but I don't give a shit. I still love this game to pieces. Some of you probably already know what this is. I don't even have to say anything. Yes, Castlevania 64. Love this game. I don't hate it at all. I like them both. LOD has the worst camera. The camera in this game's a lot better. But I digress. Here, I'll pick a Reinhardt. We won't play long on this, obviously, because, you know, the crudelity of the footage and everything. But yeah, F-Zero controls absolutely fantastic. I want to see how this game controls, since this is a analog-based game. Oh, we gotta hear it, though. Listen.
Courage. Don't leave me.
Oh, that dub is so sexy. It says, "No one ever." It's kind of hard to see from that angle, but I mean, this is the best I can do. Okay, so there's one thing that I need to address when it comes to playing this. Can I do my back jump? Hold on. Oh, perfectly, flawlessly. In my little strafe jump, yep. Trust me, that will get you out of binds that you wouldn't believe. You know, it's like, I remember back when I got the Wii and the classic game controller, but I didn't use that to play those, like, the retro games right away on the classic controller. when Mario 64 was released on the Virtual Console, I actually used a GameCube controller. And I'm like, dude, this is amazing. I would love to play N64 games using a fucking GameCube controller. Well, with this fucking mod, it's possible. I mean, other than the rest of the junk. But I don't mind this controller scheme. I gave it a D, I think, when I rated it. I meant that. I mean, like I said, it's not a great controller. But for what it's trying to do, I can give it some props. But it's still not a great controller by any means of any stretch of the imagination. My biggest problem has always been this, though. Because of the way it fucking dies over time. What the hell? Let's go ahead and beat the fucking guy once, and then we'll move on to one more game. Good old skeleton. You know, I first played this game, I thought it was goofy, because, you know, you have those skeletons with the motorcycles later on. I'm like, what the hell is this? But now that I think about it, it's creative, kind of, you know? You would never think you'd see that in a Castlevania game with some motorcycles. I mean, if you could have fucking Final Fantasy with a bunch of Twinkie-looking dudes in the backseat that are probably getting pegged by their girlfriends, driving a convertible everywhere, then you could damn well have some fucking motorcycles in a Castlevania game. Why does Final Fantasy dudes look like twinks now? They used to look fucking based. Like, look at Cecil and Edgar and Sabin and all that. They look, you know, like men. Cian, even. I'm obviously comparing Final Fantasy VI to everything modern. They don't look like twinks, though. That's a good thing. I still think the biggest twink is Titus from Final Fantasy X. Anyways, I'm just going to beat this dude and we'll move on to your guys' favorite game, because I'm sure you want to see it. The most overrated 3D game of all time. At least in my opinion. Alright, let's go see him off. Essemin Shiza, sayonara. See you in skeletal bone hell. Or the bone zone, as Joel would call it. Anyways, let's go ahead and cut to that now. Here's your piece of shit favorite fucking overrated game of all time.
It's me, Mario.
Suck my dick.
Hello.
Goodbye. Oh, we gotta watch the intro. Nostalgic for some of you, though.
Please come to the castle. I inspected Cake Lady. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
Bitch, you need to give me some anal. After all the fucking times I've saved your stupid ass with the Koopa Troopas and Bowser and all that, no, you need to bend over and take it like a fucking girl. She needs to take the mushroom tip off the poop chute. Or her plumbing pipe. Oh, I hate this. I just hate this game. Everyone loves this fucking game. I'm probably the only person in the world that probably hates it. Let's see how it controls. Well, so far it feels fine. Long jump, backflip, slide around, jump around like a piece of fucking Italian dog shit. Do a triple jump. I can't do the triple jump. Why can't I do that? That has nothing to do with analog. There we go. Yeah, I remember back in '96, this was considered impressive. And there is a shit ton of fucking hacks for this game. So you can get your Mario freak on if you want. Let's go ahead and beat up mission real fast, and we'll call it a video. I love this modification. It's going to get plenty of use. And hopefully down the line, if I doubt I'll get as much hours as I did when I was younger, you know, given I'm married and all. But we'll see how it runs over time. I think it was built with the simple intent, you know, for the simple fact that the fucking OEM... Oh, sorry about that. This piece of shit has a time limit. And I still hate this fucking... I don't like the top of the analog either. The little grooves on, I don't like those. This was the right idea, and I think Nintendo themselves even knew it back when the GameCube was new. Shut up. Let's do it. Look. Oh shit, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I just noticed. Let's do a quick mission. I'm not gonna do the first one either. I'm gonna do another one entirely. Because it's easier that way. God damn it. Yeah, my Mario skills are dog shit. Ask me if I care. Like I said, I don't play this game anymore. Unless I'm just in a completely bored fucking mood and I don't know what else to play. There we go. As much as I shit on it, Mario Sunshine is better than this game. It is. It's a lot more fun. At least in my opinion.
Here we go!
So there we go. I got a star. Y'all happy? You better be! Because I could there's a shit ton of other games I could play other than Mario 64. But yeah, final thoughts on this controller, definitely highly recommended.
Start to play.
I'd rather press start to punch you in the face at least 3,432 times, you Italian piece of fuck! Anyways, that being said, highly recommend it. It's low cost, easy to put in, easy to use. It feels great on the thumb. And I mean, I'm pretty sure even like first-person shooters would feel good for the N64 on this motherfucker. I'm very, very happy with my purchase here. My N64 can finally see some play again. It hasn't been played in a while because this piece of shit has broken on me. So it's going in the trash. Goodbye. Out with the old, in with the new. So, highly recommended. Remember, it's XYBA. Look it up on eBay or whatever you want to go to. So long, Gay Bowser. Some nostalgia for you. But I need to turn this off. This is making my fucking head hurt. I'm sorry. I've seen this game more times in my life than I care to. I'm done. So, you guys have a great day, great night, whatever it is for you. Remember to keep gaming, keep loving, and keep it retro. Until next time we see each other, you take it easy. We'll see you then. Thank you for watching my video. If you liked what you saw and would like to support my channel, please consider being a patron. I'll put your name up with these fine folks who have donated to this channel, and that would be awesome to have you on board. If not, that's entirely up to you. I hope you have a good day and take care.